It's Carpaccio with the weekly Pele report from Osco, Switzerland. High up in the Alps, the beautiful, beautiful mountains, to give you an astrology for the soul for May 27th. May 27th of the great year 2026. And what do we have going on today? Well, the moon is in Libra, going into Scorpio maybe by the time you hear this. Yeah. And then she's going to be moving on through Scorpio, squaring Pluto, right? You know, opposite Mars, trining Venus, okay, by tomorrow. And then moving on into Sagittarius on Saturday, opposing Uranus, right? And Sedna, and then coming into the full moon. The full moon is going to be happening on Sunday at 9 degrees 55 minutes. You can see it in the chart that I posted at the beginning of the report, right? So yeah, that's going to be really phenomenal. I'll read you the Sabian symbol for that degree, and then she's going to be moving on by Monday. She'll be in Capricorn. I don't know if you can really see the cliffs like I can from here. Yeah, the video just never really does justice. The big aspects for today, besides that full moon in Sagittarius, okay, is that tomorrow Venus will come into an exact square with Saturn. So I'll be talking about Venus square Saturn. It's a first quarter square. She's moving away from Saturn. She was conjunct Saturn on March 9th. So if you remember any seeds that were sown, yes, in the beginning of March, okay, now they may be challenged a little bit. I'll be talking about that. And I'll be talking about Mercury. Mercury in sextile to Chiron at the 29th degree. Yes, Chiron is at that last degree of Aries, and Mercury is at the last degree of Gemini. Gemini to Aries, 60 degrees sextile, and then, boop, Mercury goes into Cancer. Yeah, and that'll be happening on Monday, and joining, of course, Venus in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer. Yeah, we've got some Cancer water energy coming our way, so it's really going to be something. By Tuesday, the sun has been moving through, through Gemini, and coming into, besides the moon there, Black Moon Lilith, you can see her in the chart. She's up there also in Sagittarius for most of this year. We're going to be talking about Sagittarius, Gemini themes. Let's not forget Sedna. Uranus is still conjunct Sedna. We could say that the sun is also still, in a loose conjunction, okay, with Uranus and Sedna. And that has to do with a mantra for this week, the song for this week, and some of the thoughts that I want to share. So let me find a place, look at the camera, and talk at you. All right, everybody. Whoosh, I don't know what's going to happen here, okay? I just did a workshop, and everybody's leaving. I just said goodbye to everybody. I got to quick do this Pele report and head off from this little town of Osco. I'm in the churchyard, and the church bells go off all the time. And every once in a while, there's a leaf blower or a weed whacker, or, there may be cars, and So, there's always Uranus, the unexpected. Anything can happen, right? And anything can and has been happening. So these are these crazy days right now, and I don't see that stopping anytime in the near future. But let's look at the aspects for this week in particular. First of all, the background of it all is that we are in this phase of restructuring Saturn, reforming Saturn, a new Aries, a new self, right? And Aries is an impulse, a new desire emanating from our soul. So this is a time of conceiving, of conception, of who do I want to be for the next 28 years? What is this next big cycle of life for me? And last year, Saturn hit Neptune in Pisces, and a lot of people let go of, or lives were dissolved, or things were taken away and disappeared, and there was chaos and confusion. It was like the long winter or the dark night of the soul or whatever. And now it's kind of like spring a little bit. There's little buds appearing. There's little possibilities. There's new potentials. And it's not really formed yet, so there's still this uncertainty. It's a time when we really need to trust ourselves. We really need to trust our intuition. Full moon in Sagittarius, black moon Lilith in Sagittarius. The right brain intuitive self that I get downloads, I get intuitions, I get these ideas, and they're not from nowhere. We have to believe in the spiritual world. We have to believe that Mother Nature, that Father Son, that the stars are speaking with us, speaking through us, speaking to us. We have to listen inwardly. That's what this is all about. The new moon was in Taurus, okay? Like a new set of values, a new grounding. The need to really embrace our bodies as spiritual vessels, our own, develop our own resources, our inner self-love, our inner self-worth. So it's like, if we don't love ourselves, if we don't believe in ourselves, if we doubt ourselves, if we the bud is not going to bloom. We have to give energy to the dream. We have to give energy to the possibility. We have to give energy to the potential. Now, the other aspect of what's going on now, and this is also Venus moving away from Saturn, that first quarter square is a challenge. Yes, it is breaking free from the past. So Venus-Saturn, in March 9th, okay, that conjunction, that set the stage for a new set of values, okay, a new understanding of love, relationship, money, self-worth. And that Venus is now coming around into Cancer. I mean, she's in Cancer. Mercury's joining her. Jupiter's already there. This is a time to really come home to ourselves through our feelings, through our feminine Taurus, Cancer ability to receive. And when we do that, what are we going to know? What are we going to pick up? It's interesting that the moon now is moving through Scorpio. Scorpio is opposite Taurus. It's other people's values, other people's money, other people's desires. And so here is a time, okay, where, and I'm going to read the Sabian symbol, where we may, if we're really tapped in, and if we're really listening, we may find that our truth, our true self, our direction, our reality is not mirrored in the collective, that we are different, we are individualizing, we are separating, that we have to really be careful what we listen to, what we take in, what we believe. Sagittarius is about beliefs, right? And it's about honesty. And Scorpio and Sagittarius want truth. And so this is also a time, very interesting Sabian symbol. Mind-blowing, as a matter of fact, because most of the Sabian symbols are really either neutral or positive. But this is very unique. It's a theatrical representation of a golden-haired goddess of opportunity. Society's efforts at dramatizing the greatness of what it offers to the ambitious person. Civilization as a process demands the goading of individuals to spend their vital energies and money in the pursuit of achievements which, while fulfilling the individual's ambition and greed, nevertheless generate various forms of what we call progress. This sequence of symbols mainly refers to the drive for advancement along human, all too human paths of growth. We see in this symbol how socio-cultural forces operate by dramatization and propaganda. The result is all too often a process of forced growth. I gotta say, I never heard the Sabian symbols mention propaganda. Whoa. Propaganda, coming through the educational systems, the religious institutions, the medical institutions, the political institutions, there is so much dramatization. Okay, there's so much like advertisement. This is what you need. This is what you want. This will fulfill you. This will make you happy. Buy this. Follow me. Dab, dab, dab. Doop, doop, dee. It's all outside. You all have to pay for it. You all have to chase it. You all have to, spend more time on the screen watching it or something. It's a bunch of bullshit. Moon going through Scorpio has a high sensitivity for bullshit. I always say it's got the bullshit detector. Yep, and Sagittarius too. It's just like, knock it off. So this Uranus coming through Gemini is waking us up to all of the drama, to all of the propaganda, to all of the BS that is thrown about. This is important. Don't miss this. Don't forget about that. And this new moon in Taurus, is simple. It's earthy. It's going inward to my own inner self. And the full moon in Sagittarius is saying that, I am connected with nature, with natural law. And I'm going to return to nature. I'm going to be one with nature. And I'm going to wake up latent faculties. This is happening globally. You may sense this within yourself, within your life. I felt it this week in our workshop so much. People are waking up their extrasensory perception. Crown chakras are opening. Dreams are speaking to people. Synchronicity is happening more often and more often. It's paying attention, being here now, being mindful. Oh, who did I bump into today? Right? What did I stumble upon? In this chat or that chat, or and getting out in nature gives us a chance to reconnect. Actually, magnetically, especially going barefoot. Yeah? And not walking on sidewalks and cement and concrete and high rises, but barefoot in the grass, on the trail, through the mountains. I went on an amazing hike yesterday. Just off the charts, day before yesterday. Through these mountains, and there are spirit beings. We want to start really honoring, listening, and accessing all of the support, all of the guidance, all of the magic that is part of and so much denied by the materialistic societies, civilizations, and cultures that have spread particularly through the West, making money God, chasing after the almighty dollar or the euro or whatever pound you want to lay on yourself. And these are, this is not what brings happiness. This is not what brings peace. This is not what brings serenity. So if we want peace, love, happiness, serenity, we have to calm that nervous system. We have to listen inwardly. We have to reconnect with the self. And we have to call bullshit bullshit. And really be awake and aware that when, so many people or corporations or politicians are wanting to command our attention, and we need to know this, or we need to read the headlines, stay in touch, you've got to be on top of this and that and the other thing. These wars going on and all of this, propaganda around it. I'll tell you right now, we just don't know what is going on in the big picture, in the big world. And that's what this week's mantra is really all about. The more I wake up, the more I see what is and is not true. Who I am and why I'm here, and what I can and cannot do. I think that we are really being pushed, yes, like the Sabian symbol says, forced progress. We're really being pushed by societal elements, Pluto in Aquarius, yeah? For the good of the government, for the good of the community, for the good of the whole, for the good of the corporation, for the good of the family, for the good of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They're bloodsuckers, vampires. Be aware. Be awake. Put up the shield. Yeah? Do not waste your time. Waste your energy. Serving, giving, serving, just like showing up for, this job, this business, this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I want to encourage you, take time off. That sun in Gemini likes to go on short little journeys, okay, little trips, out to the country, this, that, or the other thing. Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury in Cancer wants to just stay home, take a hot tub, go swimming in the pool, spend some time in the garden. I mean, this is really just a beautiful week, okay, of settling down within yourself and nurturing yourself, supporting yourself emotionally, yeah? And it doesn't take that much. Be your own mother. Be your own father. And just come into this realization, you know what? There's only so much I can do. We're stepping out of this age of Pisces. We're stepping out of this age of victim and savior. And we are not to be victims, and we are not to be saviors, rescuers. Let's get off, okay? This teeter-totter, this wheel, this triangle, this whole kind of thing of victim, perpetrator, rescuer, and step out, step up, step off that old dramatic, this dramatization, okay, of like seeking and then winning and losing, and then it's just like it's a game. We are so much more than that. We are so much bigger than that. And when we tap into the full extent of the power of our spirit soul being, people will see it as magic. As magic. Like, no, I don't believe it. You're not following the rules. You're not following the laws of physics. You're not following the ladder to success. You're not following the church or the boss or the this or the that or that. No. No, we're not. We're following spirit. Neptune in Aries. We are restructuring a new self that has to include our greater spiritual nature. Our nature is not just physical, not just emotional, not just mental. We want to weave. We want to integrate. Okay, we want to just like really become whole beings. Yeah. Not world peas. We want to be whole beings, baby. Not world peas. Okay, one more time, yeah? Here we go. The more I wake up, the more I see what is and is not true. Trust yourself. Trust your instinct. Trust your intuition. If you hear something, if you read something, if you see something, and it kind of smells or feels off, or we got the more it's like a muscle. Intuition is like a muscle, and it's latent. It's atrophying, within so many people. It needs to be worked. It needs to be practiced. Okay, and the more we listen to that still small voice within, the louder it gets, the louder it gets, the louder it gets, until by golly, we just like automatically, feel, sense, know who to talk to, who not to talk to, right? What to believe, what not to believe. Okay, just like how to spend our time, how not to spend our time. Who to help and who to not help. Because maybe you're enabling somebody. You're not really helping them. Yeah, you think you're helping them, making them, easing their pain, easing their life, or this, that, or the other thing. When really, you're just, you're denying them the opportunity of strengthening themselves. So we really have to step into this role. This new moon in Taurus is this self-sufficiency. I am going to stand in my truth. I am strong enough. I have the resources. I'm going to develop myself. And I'm going to spread myself out. Sun in Gemini. Right? I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to, put out the word. I'm going to, advertise or do my website or network with other people in my community. And this Jupiter in Cancer, I'm putting the final touches, on my inner personal life so that I'm ready for Leo. Jupiter goes into Leo, right? July 1st. So we're going to be coming out of the egg. The buds are going to be blooming. Right? So we're in this bud stage, and it may feel like, man, it's taken a lot. It's taken a lot of energy. It's taken a lot of time. But it's worth it. It's going to pay off. Stick with it. If there's any commitment you want to make right now, Saturn in Aries says, I'm commit to myself. I commit to, my future. I commit to my dream. Neptune in Aries. Yeah? So, the more I wake up, the more I see what is and is not true. Who I am. Let's blow ourselves up a little bit. We're bigger than we're being told. We're bigger than any of the external authorities want us to think we are. We're way bigger than, we're giving credit for. And why I'm here. We're here to create. We're here to expand. We're here to play. We're here to express. We're here to love. Let's do it, baby. And what I can and cannot do. So let's do all that we can. Yeah? And the song for this week, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Love that one. It's an old one, but you know, it came to me along with the mantra this morning. So you got it, baby. It's, you know, Uranus, I mean, it may be clearing up kind of like suddenly, shockingly. Like shit. Oh my God. Now I see I better get moving. Now I see I better get going. Now I see I better, forget about that stupid waste of time and, look over here. And maybe I've got to. So Uranus is, we may get a couple kicks in the butt. We may get a couple shocks like, yeah. I got to get go, going. But breathe. Don't freak out. Don't worry. Keep with last week's song. Everything's going to be all right. Be in the flow. In fact, I would even say that if something is such a freaking emergency, you want to check it. You want to really check, because if we're in the flow, and we're listening to spirit, we're guided by spirit, and we're in tune. We should not need to really, be blown away, be shocked, have. Uranus wakes us up with shocks when we do not see. So if we open our eyes, there'll be a lot fewer crises in our lives, a lot fewer shocks. We have to listen to the church bells ring. Yeah, baby. You've got those bells inside. Listen for them. Namaste. Aloha. So much love. Ciao, ciao.
This is you traveling. That's it.